You are back.
Yes, sir.
Continue that.
Yes.
You did not cut off.
I cut it off for you. Start doing that. Continue. Look at
But you go off now.
but now stop it. Because I'm not trying to run thing.
Because kò pẹ́ rárá.
Cactv, igniting the apostolic fire.
Yes, welcome back from that break. We'll quickly take a look at the story that we have from Vanguard newspaper, and this says, shock as Saudi Arabia cancels visa on arrival for 264 Nigerians. The aviation and diplomatic circles in Nigeria were ruffled yesterday as the Saudi Arabian government cancelled the visa of all the 264 passengers lifted by Nigerian's major carrier, Air Peace, on arrival at the country from Kano, insisting that they be returned to Nigeria. This is coming at a time President Bola Tinubu is in Saudi Arabia attending the Arabic African Summit. We are investigating the matter to see if any consular or aviation rules have been flouted. Now, reacting last night, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in a statement by the SA Media and Communication Strategy to the Minister, Kazim Abdul Karim, said it was investigating the matter to see if any consular or aviation rule had been violated. Okay, so that's the first story from the Vanguard newspaper. So really, this really needs to be investigated for them to have also stated that the fact that our president is in Saudi Arabia at this time, and then we have 264 Nigerians being held ransom to, asked to be returned back to Nigeria for whatever reason. But 264 Nigerians. Where are you going to? What is happening?
Let's take the next story because I don't want to.
So please, this story needs to really be investigated and checked properly to see that if any of their rules have been flouted, because it really shows for concern. If our president, so what exactly are they trying to tell us? I'm still trying to replay the story.
That you are not welcome. It's that simple.
This is not the first time people are traveling over to
you are
so
not welcome.
What changed? 260.
The matter is under investigation. We cannot make any comment. Let's move on.
Okay. So let's move further to the next story. This is FG moves to check excessive borrowing by states. The indiscriminate borrowing by state government from banks and the capital market. The federal government has commenced a process to check such borrowing. Consequently, the Fiscal Responsibility Commission (FRC) has issued a guidelines and conditions a state government must meet before borrowing from any bank in the country. Barrister Charles Abana, the head Directorate of Legal Investigation and Enforcement at the Fiscal Responsibility Commission, disclosed this at the Growth Initiative for Fiscal Transparency, GIFT, Pali, and civil society partners in Abuja yesterday. The commission is said was shocked to find out that most banks in the country lure state government into securing loans. Okay, this really calls for a check. Now, why are they looking out for excessive borrowing for states at this point? What's the story behind it? Why exactly is this happening at this time?
Because when it's accumulated, it becomes the Nigerian debt.
Okay.
So the federal government has the right to say no to borrowing, excessive borrowing, just like the way the father will say to the wife, I think we are borrowing too much, we have to cut it down, something. So,
and it really needs to be checked.
And yes. So
well, if this is coming at this time, I think it's a good thing, because right now the least we need is having people put more burden.
Country.
Having people put more burden, because already even the state itself, the country itself has too much, loan on their neck, and they need to offload it. So please, this needs to be checked and checked properly. Okay, so let's take a look at the next story, and this says stop impeachment of Akeredolu, Ayedatiwa, Afenifere, Ondo elders tells Assembly. National leaders of the Pan-Yoruba socio-political group Afenifere, Ruben, Fasoranti, religious leaders and Ondo state leaders have wandered into the political crisis in the state and the impeachment of the embattled deputy governor, Honorable Lucky Ayedatiwa. They called on all concerned to shed their sword. Rising from a meeting held at Akure, the country old home of Fasoranti, which lasted for 5 hours, the elders, including traditional rulers and religious leaders, advised against the impeachment of either the governor or his deputy. Addressing newsmen after the meeting on behalf of Fasoranti, the former Secretary General of Afenifere, Basharon Shinde Arubofa, said that the conciliation meeting was at the instance of the Yoruba leaders. Arubofa said the elders meeting was summoned by the Afenifere leaders and by implication the Yoruba leader Pa Ruben Fasoranti, to discuss issues in the state. Okay, so Dapo, I'll let you in on this, because
well, this had been going on for a while now, since the absence of the governor Akeredolu of Ondo State, and then after he returned, he was said to be on recovery bed in Ibadan. We don't know why that is not happening in his home state, at Akure or at the State House. But however, there has also been agitation for the impeachment of his deputy. But now that the Afeniferis has come out to say, no, you are not allowed to impeach him, for me it's a good clarion call by the headers to the State House of Assembly of Ondo State to shed their sword. And it is just for peace to reign in the state, because it's not going to bring any good to the state. It's just going to be rancor, division, and so on and so forth. So let both parties be at peace and let Ondo State go forward.
All right, so let's dive right into the Sun newspaper. What's the Sun telling us today? So the first story from the Sun says judiciary alone can build investors' confidence in Nigeria. Is it the same judiciary that said yesterday that
I am not the one that wrote the story.
Is it the same judiciary that said yesterday that? Okay, so let's take a look at the story. This says the president made the assertion when he declared open the 2023 All Nigerian Judges Conference of the Superior Court organized by the National Judicial Institute in Abuja yesterday. Represented by the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, Tinubu said the economy transformation of Nigeria could not be left to only the executive. Our economic transformation is not just in the hands of the executive alone. The judiciary has a significant role to play in this transformation journey. It is the judiciary alone that can build the confidence of the investors that commercial deputies can be resolved fairly and speedily in the manner that preserves the improve their investment. Such a realization alone will significantly improve our position to be an investment destination. The president said while retiring the his commitment. Okay, so I beg your pardon. So we'll take that again. The president, while reiterating the commitment to ensure absolute independence of the judiciary, the president also said he had directed the issue of upward review and remuneration of judicial office by revisited. Okay, which will be revisited. Okay. So that's the story that we have from the Sun, the first story that we have from the Sun. So taking a look at this, as at yesterday we spoke about the arms of law of the judiciary. Okay, so now if the president is saying that only the judiciary, now the judiciary also have a major role to play as far as this is concerned, it means that, okay, are we now saying that their initial role is not enough, or they also have other roles to play? Because I think they need to allow these people focus more on their job, on their role, and then have people who would also pay attention to this investment part of it, than having them work too much, because I think there is too much already on the judiciary.
Mudot, I'm confused hearing this from the president, because all claims so far has been that the judiciary has been unfair to its citizens, and if you now say the judiciary has a significant role to play in the development of the country, I don't know how they intend to do that. If I don't know how you want to use our judiciary to attract investors. If investors can see that you have not been, the judiciary have not been fair in its affairs with the citizens of the country, go by the electoral judicial cases that we have seen. How much fairness have you seen in those judgments? And nobody dare ask questions. So these are some of the things investors will see and say, no, I can't be in that country, because if peradventure I have a case with the government, it's never going to be in my favor.
Now it's looking
if
like
they can do this to their own,
I
do so it has shown lots of I don't know, pain in the hearts of people, that the judiciary needs a reform. It needs some sanitation. And
for me it's like
we're not in the country of go to court, yes, because we know we own the court. The government knows they rule the court. So what are you telling me? I don't want to add more to this issue than let us just have the government do as they please with the judiciary. A time will come, a new generation will come that will put Nigeria on track again. That I believe.
With that being said, let's take a look at the last story that we have from the Sun newspaper, and this says Tinubu governors spent over 150 billion naira, 14 billion naira each to win 2023 presidential Guba elections, APC chieftain. President Bola Tinubu and each of the governors on the platform of the All Progressive Congress APC spent over 150 billion naira and 14 billion naira respectively to win both the primary and the main elections this year. The party's former National Vice Chairman Northwest Saliu Mo Lukman, who made the claim, alleged that Tinubu spent over 50 billion naira to pick the presidential ticket during the primary and at the least 100 billion naira to win the main presidential election. According to Lukman, some of the governors spent far above 3 billion naira to procure the ticket and at least 10 billion naira to win the general election. He explained that the expenditures included the humongous sum of 100 million naira and 50 million naira at the party collected as purchase of expression of interest and nomination forms for the presidential and governorship elections respectively. The former Director General of the APC All Progressive Party is progressively losing its little democratic credentials, which encouraged the Nigerians to expect the possibilities of a progressive party emerging out of it in 2015. He also urged that by the high cost of contest election in APC, the cost of nomination form by 2007, which is
2027.
By 2027 for presidential election would not be less than 250 million, while that of the governorship election may not be less than 125 million naira. Okay, so why is this breakdown actually coming to us, and why is this making headline is what I'm asking. Are they trying to let us know what they've spent while they keep saying that there is no money in the country, and looking at this huge sum of money in a party? What is the essence of this breakdown exactly is my question.
Well, I think it is to educate the general public of how much excess they have in the process of nomination, voting, getting people to vote for them, and the general election, how expensive it is for politicians, and why.
Do you know what's going through my mind?
and why the citizens are likely to pay for it by having the kind of economy we have, because if somebody has spent, that of the president is 150 billion naira to purchase, to become the president of the country. I doubt his salary in 8 years. He will first use 4 term. He's likely to go second term. In 8 years, will be up to 50 billion naira. I doubt his salary is up to that. His official salary, I doubt it's up to 1 billion naira in 8 years. So, but if he has incurred 150 billion naira to get into office, I drop my case.
I also rest my case. So whichever it is, you, the audience out there, I'm sure you understand what that means, and you should be able to dissect all of that by yourself. And to this point, we've come to the end of the newspaper review on Morning Dew. Thank you so much for joining and staying tuned. Thank you so much for being a part of Cactv. We love and appreciate your support. To this end, I say have a blessed day. I remain yours truly, Mother Dominic.
And I'm Dapo Loronto.
Till we come your way, same time, same station tomorrow. Have a blessed day ahead.
Cactv, igniting the apostolic fire.